Yes, class. Yesterday we started our lesson number 7, A Boy's Best Friend. And as I told you that this is the story of a boy, it's a scientific fiction that tells us a story of a boy who was born on moon and how he enjoyed his life there on moon with his robot dog. His parents were planning to bring a dog from the earth, a real dog, but the boy was not happy on getting a real dog. He was happy with his company of that robot dog. And this story tells us in detail how the boy enjoyed the company of that robot, and the robot was also attached to that boy. So now let's start the third page of the lesson. Previously we just read that how the boy and the robot enjoyed their life with each other, and they even play with each other. Now see, all the time robot knew well enough where he was. Once Jimmy had lain still and pretend he was hurt, and Robert had sounded the radio alarm, and people from Lunar City got there in a hurry. Jimmy's father had let him hear about that the little trick, and Jimmy never tried it again. So this is telling us that how the robot was attached to the boy. He always move around the boy, and he feel him when he was moving and when he is sitting. And once the boy played a trick, and he just lay down silently and motionlessly. So the boat was much alarmed, and he was just worried about the boy, and he just sounded an alarm to introduce to inform all the people of the city that there is something wrong with the boy, and all the people just gathered on that space, and Jimmy just decided never to try that trick again. Just as he was remembering that, he heard his father's voice on his private wavelength. Jimmy, come back, I have something to tell you. So everything is done by machines. Father is sitting at home, but just like we now on mobiles, we just talk to each other. In the same way, the father sent on a private wavelength a message to the boy to come to home. Jimmy was out of his spacesuit now, washed up. He always had to wash up after coming in from outside. As we also tell all our kids to come inside the home and wash their hands, in the same way, his parents told him to wash his hands. Even Robert had to be sprayed, but he loved it. He stood there on all fours, his little foot long body quivering and glowing just a tiny bit, and his small head with no mouth, with two large glassed in eye, and with a bump where the brain was. He squeaked until Mr. Anderson said, "Quit, Robert." So this is the description of the robot, what's the structure of that robot, and how he feel in the company of boy and his family. He also expressed his feelings, and they had to quit him down. Mr. Anderson was smiling. "We have something for you, Jimmy. It's all the rocket station. It's at the rocket station now, but we shall have it tomorrow after all the tests are over. I thought I had tell you now." "From Earth, Dad?" "A dog from Earth, son. A real dog. A Scotch Terrier's puppy. A first dog on the moon. You won't need Robert anymore. We can't keep them both, you know, and some other boy or girl will have Robert." He seemed to be waiting for Jimmy to say something. Then he said, "You know what a dog is, Jimmy? It's the real thing. Robert only a mechanical imitation, a robot mutt. That's how he got his name." Jimmy frowned. "Robert is not an imitation, Dad. He is my dog." "Not real one, Jimmy. Robert just steel and wiring and a simple positronic brain. It's not alive." Here the father is giving arguments in the favor of the real dog, and the boy is not happy on the arrival of a real dog. He want his robot dog with him. "Not a real one, robot, just steel and wiring and simple positronic brain. It's not alive." He does everything I want him to do, Dad. He understands me. Sure, he is alive. So the boy is giving arguments in the favor of that robot, that he understands him and he obey him. Whatever he asks the robot, he does the same action. No, son, robot is just a machine. It's just programmed to act the way it does. A dog is alive. He won't want robot after you have the dog. So the father is giving argument in the favor of the real dog. He said that when the real dog will come, you will not feel the need of that robot, as it's just a machine. The dog will need a space suit, won't he? Yes, of course, but it will be worth the money and he shall get used to it, and he won't need one in the city. You shall see the difference when he gets here. So the boy is asking, so that dog would have need the space suit. So the father say, yes, he will need the space suit, but there is no comparison between the real dog and a robot dog. Jimmy looked at Robert, who was squeaking again, a very low, slow squeak that seemed frightened. It means that the robot also listening them, and he was afraid now that he is going far away from the boy. He is sad on that feeling. Jimmy held out his arms, and Robert was in them in one bound. Jimmy said, what will the difference between Robert and the real dog? It is hard to explain, said Mr. Anderson, but it will be easy to see. The dog will really love you. Robert is just adjusting to act as thought it loves you. So, father is unable to explain in detail what's the difference between the real dog and the robot dog. As the boy asked the dog to come to him, and the robot just jumped towards the boy, and he loved him, and he showed his feelings for the boy. So the boy was not clear that what's the difference between the real dog and that robot dog, because that real dog also loved the boy, expressed his feeling, and that robot did also the same. But the father told him that there is a difference between a real person, between a real body, and that of a machine. Machine does only what is told to it. Machine is just programmed, and the real people, the real dog, it will love the boy. Actually, it is not programmed to do that. So this lesson also gives us a lesson that how much we are equipped with the different machineries and machines and instruments, and just like we are all involved in internet and mobile phones, but they are not the replacement of the real love. Human being also in the need of the company of the human being. If we are alone with the machine, we will feel happiness for few moments, for few time, but it will not give us happiness, a real happiness that is necessary for our life to spend a peaceful life. So the real things, the real people have their own importance. If nowadays the machines got much importance in our life, such like the mobiles and all that technology, but we cannot deny the importance of the real emotions of the real people. So it's very interesting.